this beauty. Oh my god. Let me check if it's cooked on the inside. Just about. She's so pretty. She's so round. She's so full of her. I'm so happy with this one. I'm being attacked by a feral beast. By a feral beast! Oh no! Get your booty down, you silly goose. Hey, you're lifting your box. Don't do that. Okay, bye. Okay, bye-bye. Oh my god, I look ridiculous. Hello everyone. My name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome. If you're new, I don't know how I start these anymore. Hi. Oh my god, it's windy. My hair is not happy today. It's going everywhere. I've just been doing a couple errands. I have at least one more stop to do because I have to go get my prescription at Costco. And it is currently 5:30. I had today off of work, which was very well needed. I ended up, I'm just gonna sit here in my car and talk to you guys because it's fine. I baked a sourdough loaf today for one of my friends because I wanted to bring her one of my loaves and a coffee and stuff like that because she had a procedure done. So I was like, oh, stop by for a little chat. And I had to wait for the sourdough loaf to cool down enough for me to like pack it up and bring it to her. So it was like 3:30 by the time I left. And so I was like, oh, I'll go to the library on the way because I have 3 books I need to return and a bunch of holds to pick up. So I got a bunch of holds in my bag now that I went and picked up. But then I got stopped by the school crowd because I forgot there was a school right there. I was stuck in that parking lot for 10 minutes. I texted my friend, I'm like, girl, I'm so sorry. It is also so windy. We had a dust storm roll in yesterday. I think a lot of like the prairie area got a bad dust storm, like Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and then like Montana, North Dakota. Like this big fucking dust storm came through. My car is disgusting and it's still so windy today and it's so dry that like it's chucking dust everywhere. I'm just like, it's awful. It's so windy, it's so dusty. But I went and dropped off the loaf at my friend's. We had a little chat. It was lovely. It was lovely to see her. And then I've now come here to McNally Robinson, my favorite indie bookstore, and I did pick up a book I didn't need but I really wanted. I had a little gander around the store, took my time, you know, which is why it's now 5:30. But I also picked up a pre-order. Yay. This pre-order has been waiting for me since Saturday. It's a Mina Al-Sarafi book too. I'm so excited. I am so excited. This is so pretty. Holy shit. I need to reread Amina Al-Sarafi because it has been so long. But I think rereading Amina Al-Sarafi and then going into the Tapestry of Fate will be fucking phenomenal activities for me to do at some point. But yay, pick that up as well. And now I gotta go to Costco because I have to go get a fucking prescription. I do also need to do an Old Navy return, but that will be decided if I want to do that on my way home from Costco. We'll see. Anyways. Welcome to the vlog, my friends. I'll talk to you more when I get home. I come home to this beautiful baby's having just a big snooze. Having a big snooze. Oh my goodness. Hello, little teefies. Hi, baby. Oh, look at this baby. She stretched right out. She says, "This is my favorite perch. I haven't been here in a while." Yeah. Oh, my snoozy girl. You continue to snooze, my girl. Yeah.
she being a little cuddle bug? Oh, a little cuddle bug. Hey, hey. Oh my goodness. A little cuddle bug. Oh. Hey, what do you think? Oh, hello.
Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. We're having a power outage. It just went out. I have my computer in front of me, which is why I have a little bit of light. I've been staring at it for the past like 30 minutes, knowing I need to do some writing or some work on Far Horizons, but just not knowing how to start. I just need to lock myself in. But now that we have no power, I have 48% of my computer left on a computer that dies really fast. So I'm gonna hope it stays chill as I chat to you. But I have reading news. And I have a bean on my lap. Did I even tell you when I've been reading? I don't know. On Thursday, you guys would have seen that vlog go up on Friday, but on Thursday I read another 5-star. I read Love Galaxy by Sierra Branham, and it was fucking great. Absolutely amazing. So much fun. Obviously, I gave it 5 stars. I had so much fun with it. Go watch that vlog if you want to know more. Friday, I had a busy day running around, obviously, because that was my day off. And then the day off, I was like, I need to run all these errands and stuff like that. So that's when I went to the library, went to go get my friend, or went to go give my friend a loaf of bread and get a coffee and all sorts of stuff. Had to do a return and get my prescription. It was a day. Came home and I think I just ended up playing Skyrim on my Switch until 3 in the morning or something ridiculous. And it wasn't even that late. I think it was like 2. And then I had crazy insomnia after that. And I ended up seeing the sun start coming up again. It was one of those days. Like, it was 5 a.m. I looked outside and like the sky was navy blue instead of being like completely dark, which is one of the weirdest feelings, I can tell you that, especially when you're like pretty awake at 5 a.m. after, you know, having been awake. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can. I brightened my computer up right to the top. It gives you a little more light to see me by. Saturday, I ended up doing a whole lot of like nothing. I did end up reading an entire book though. I ended up reading, let's see if you can see this. Yay, you can see it. I read Moon Soul in one sitting. This is by Nathaniel Luscombe, and I read it with my eyes, which was amazing because this is an indie book, so I don't believe there is a audiobook. I didn't even really look for one either, but I knew it was indie published, so I was like, okay, probably no audiobook. This was such a gentle sigh of a book. It was so lovely. Like, I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. It was very introspective, very focused on our main character, August, as she is going through like extreme burnout and like mental damage from her job, and then like finding herself again, which was really lovely. So yeah, this is lovely. If you liked like Psalm for the Wild Built, this kind of gave me similar vibes. I wouldn't say it's similar in a lot of ways, just like the gentle sigh of a book type vibe of that. Yeah, that's what I did yesterday. And then today, because it's Sunday, I did very little. Once again, I've been kind of just sat here. I ended up finishing The Burning Queen by Aparna Verma, so I can officially knock this one off the TBR as well. And I really enjoyed this. So I finished this today, and it was good. It was so good. What a step up from the first one. Like, you guys probably remember me talking about the first one if you've been around for a little bit in my vlogs a couple weeks ago as when I was reading it, or last month, or I don't remember exactly when I read it, but it was good. The first book is good. It has good concepts, so I just don't think it was like super streamlined or cohesive enough. It was paced a little funny and different things, but it was really good setup for this one, where we get our two main characters in this one, Elena and Samson, as they are going through like a downward spiral in their character arcs and stuff like that. So it was so fascinating, and this is like the definition of taking everything we've learned in the first book and all the characters we've set up and whatever, and then just throwing it into the fire and seeing what happens and what comes out the other side. Like, it was so intense. And yes, I did guess the reveal at the end, like right near the beginning, and I still don't care. Like, I actually guessed 2 things that happened near the end. I guessed one of them way back when I was reading The Phoenix King, but it was like in the wrong context. I was guessing something about a character. And then at the end of The Phoenix King, I was like, oh, I'm going to guess another thing about that same character. And both of those things ended up being right in this book. And I was like, hell yeah. But like, you only really find that out right near the end. And it is quite satisfying to get to that point. So I'm not even mad that I figured that out. I'm not even mad. But yes, this was delicious and delightful. And I think if you really like reading stories about like morally gray characters and villainous characters, definitely pick up this series because it is such a fascinating study, especially this one. The first one, not really. It's kind of like the beginning setup of, a rich queen to be type thing, losing everything. And then this is the aftermath of that and her trying to claw it back tooth and nail and doing anything she can to get it back. So I really, really, really liked this. This was fantastic. I cannot wait for book 3. I'm so excited to see where that goes. I have no idea when we're getting book 3, but alas, there's that. I made dinner since then. I've just been hanging out and I've been trying to make myself right. It's now almost 9. So now that my power's out, I guess I have only one thing I can really do. It's like, it's so dark in here, and that's because like the window, it's like rainy and gross outside, and it's almost 9 p.m. So of course it's gonna get a little darker. Anyways, we are now at 46% battery. I'm gonna get my headphones. I think they're right here. I gotta charge them too, but can't charge it because the power's out. I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'll go around and like set up some candles. I don't even have candles. That's kind of an issue, alas. Anyways, friends, that's the update. Let's see if I can do some writing. I don't know when the power will come back on. I'll have to search that up to see if there's an official statement from the city about this power outage. If not, I'll have to go like report it or something. But yeah, I also don't have like a flashlight. The only flashlight I have is on my phone. I should really remedy that. I'll chat to you guys in a little bit. I'll update you on how this writing session goes now that I have absolutely no other possibilities of things to do. I could play my Switch. That's like the plan after I do my writing session, is to pick up my Switch and do some Switch vibe. Play some more Skyrim, I think. So there's that. But yeah, I feel like I've been doing so much reading recently. I've just been kind of powering through things. And I did pick up a bunch of books from the library. And I think this is the next one that I want to read, which is The Griffin King by Sarah Omer, because my friend Julie was reading this, or is reading this, and she said that I would really like it. So I'm intrigued. And I wanted to finish The Burning Queen before I started this one because I have a feeling I would get confused if I was reading them at the same time. Just because I feel like they're going to be kind of a similar vibe. I'm not sure. I know nothing about this other than Julie recommends it to me. So that might be the next read, but alas, it's so dark that I cannot read it right now. I guess I'm doing some writing with the rain as ambiance. Let's see how it goes.
Hello, I'm back. It's now 9:32 and we still don't have any power, but I have written 636 words and I am in the middle of a scene that's very creepy. The Duskwalkers are currently walking through a forest in the middle of the night, and the forest is dead silent and completely dark, and I'm spooking myself in like a really fun way. Anyways, 600 words down. I'm just gonna keep going. My computer is now at 34%. So that was about 10% of work, 10% of battery to do those 600 words. Not bad. It's actually lasting longer than I thought it was going to, because like, I don't know if I mentioned, but this computer needs its battery serviced, and it's been needed to be serviced for a while. I just keep ignoring that because that's an expensive venture. But yeah, still here. Frizz there. I don't even know if you can see her, but I'm having a hard time seeing her anytime she leaves my side, because she is just shadow. And you know what? The universe really said, Jen, you need to do your fucking writing. So I'm going to turn off all power so you only have one choice of what to do right now. And that is this. Thankfully, I did find a power bank in my purse. So my phone is currently almost recharged to like 80% at least, which is great. And you know, if all else fails, I can just go to my car to charge it there because it has a USB port, or I could just drive to mom and dad's and use their power there. But that's like a 30-minute car ride, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. Just to charge things is a little weird, but I would do it if all else fails, but it's fine. I'll figure things out. I remembered I had my battery powered lights on my mantle. Not my mantle, my shelves. So that's great. And I found 2 candles. So they're now lit. So we have a little bit of light to function by. Hey, baby, I won't lose you as easily in the shadows.
All right, lads. It is now 10:30. And I've written 1,094 words. Hell yeah. Another scene finished. And my computer is at 16%. So I'm going to just hit save. And we're going to call it here for the writing today. Oh, I'm just noticing how dark it is. Oh my god. I would really like the lights to come back. I keep checking online to see the status of the update, and the other power outage that was also in like an adjacent area has been fixed, but ours has now, like, the estimated time of fixing is now 2:30 in the morning instead of midnight. So who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows at this point? Now I don't have any more writing to do. I think I'm gonna play on my Switch. I don't know how much battery life is on it because I haven't charged it at all today. What are you at? 43%. That's not enough fucking... Oh, god damn it. Shit. What am I gonna do? Just sit here and twiddle my thumbs? Terrible. But I'm glad that I finally got that scene done. I now have a completely smooth, like, well, not a completely smooth. There's more that I want to add to the beginning, but not right now. I think that'll be something that I add in, like, edits or something, just like to smooth out the flow of the story with Far Horizons. But we have now the scene that I had been working on. It's a fucking mess, and I know that, and it's fine. We're just gonna have to go back. We're gonna have to go back to it in edits, but it's done. It's now like they've been thrown from the boat and they're now on Theramara Minor, and they are now in Anchorage, and they've had their first like chat with some pirates, which is something that I had written previously, like the chat with the pirates. I just needed to go back through it and like smooth it out to make it fit with the previous changes that I had made, but that's okay. We're done now. We're good. We're good with that, and from here on it's just a matter of continuing forward. There's many different scenes that I can work on from here. I did realize as I was reading that one just now, I ended up using the same name for two separate characters. Because I guess I had forgotten I used the name previously, and I don't know, man. That's fine. I don't know, but I noticed that when I was reading it, and I was like, shit. What are the odds of me using the same name? It's fine. Yeah, so I have day one is getting a little beefy. I have no drift scenes for day one, though. I should probably make a drift scene. I don't know. I have my calendar over yonder and by my bookshelves, which are now very pretty and all lit up. So yeah, from here, I don't know what I'm going to work on next. I could work on that scene, I guess. Or Sage meets that person, maybe? Sure, I could do that one. That one's like planned, and I've got like a paragraph written. I've got a couple things in day 3 written already. I feel like I could probably continue that scene, yeah, because that scene's not finished. Yeah, I have a lot of work to go. This is just the beginning of this book at this point. But, my friends, we are sitting at 35,252 words in Far Horizons. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. Anyways, that does also include about 2,600 words of cut things. Because at a certain point, I was like, I don't want any of this in the book, but like maybe one day, I don't know, like I feel weird about like completely cutting scenes right at the beginning, because like maybe I could like change the scene or adjust it in some way. And I was like, I don't want the word count to go down so drastically when I delete scenes. So I just put them in a cut stuff scene folder. So it still is counting in the big scheme of things word count, but that's okay. I've written 3,500 words in this draft, 35,000 words in this draft so far. So anyways, there's that. That took up a couple hours of my time, an hour and a half maybe, and my computer is now at 14%. So, and now you can see exactly how dark it is and the gentle shimmer of sunlight in my glasses. Yeah, I don't know what to do now, because I guess I can play my Switch for a little bit, but it's gonna die real quick because it's at 40 something percent. I should have charged up here. Fuck. Fuck. Oh well. I'll figure it out. We'll see. We'll see. Hello, friends. It is officially Monday night. I forgot that with this 4-day weekend of mine, that I would have had to edit the vlog and get it up for you guys on the last day of the weekend, which is unusual. Usually it's the first day of the week for me, but that's okay. We're here. Vlog is edited up until this clip, so we're good. But hello, friends. It has been a very chill day after that lovely power outage yesterday. The power came back on at 2 in the morning. I was just about to go to bed because I was like, well, what the fuck else am I gonna do? I also started, because I was blessed by the Arc Gods, aka Forever Publishing. They sent me a widget to get the second book in V.L. Bovalino's series, which starts with The Second Death of Locke. This is The Thief and the Traitor Bride. They are like standalone companion novels set in like the same world kind of vibe. And I am 3 chapters into this now. So I read a couple chapters last night. I'm literally 5% of the way through because I could read my Kobo with my eyes once my Switch died, because I did end up playing a little bit of Switch, which was fun. And I decided to go to bed because at a certain point I was like, it's so dark. Like, I'm genuinely tired. I'm gonna go to bed. And then the lights came back on at like 2, and which was perfect timing. Plugged in my phone, made sure that all the lights in my apartment were turned off, and my TV, because that came back on. We just went to bed. Just went to bed. And then today has been very, very chill. It's been like a typical Sunday for me, even though it's Monday today, which was kind of nice. It's just like very, very slow, very chill. I was playing some Switch earlier, and then I decided to start reading The Griffin King, which is around me somewhere. Shit. Here it is. It's literally in the pile of crochet stuff, because I also wanted to work when I got home from mom and dad's. I wanted to work on my book blanket because I have read officially another 9 books, so I can crochet another row for my book blanket. So that's what I've been doing. I do need to run Moonsoul and Burning Queen through Compile to like figure out what their ratings are, but I will do that at some point. I have a couple more squares to crochet before I get there. But I started The Griffin King today by Sarah Omer. I am 60 pages in, like barely even a dent. I'm starting chapter 5. I gotta say I'm bored. The reason why I think this is happening is because each chapter so far has just been a time skip. So we've gotten like our main character Batar when he was a kid, and then the next chapter we skipped 2 years, and then we are with our other main character Nora as she's like a little younger and like kind of doing her thing, and then we skip 10 years, and then we skip another 2 years. Like, we're just like kind of bopping around, and we keep skipping forward in time because I guess we're establishing backstory to get our characters to where they are. But I don't really care about any of our characters right now. It's not really a good technique to get your readers to care about your characters. Like, I'm vaguely interested because I know Julie said that it's a fantasy book that has elements that I should really enjoy. So I'm interested to see if it turns around, of course. And I am committed to giving it more than just 60 pages worth of chance. But yeah, I don't know. And I think also what's not helping it is the audiobook narrator is kind of stilted. She doesn't have a very interesting performance. It's kind of just like reading it sentence by sentence. It's not engaging me in any way. So I think that's not helping. But I am going to give this a good, fair shot because I do think it could be really interesting. I love a really good political fantasy, as is evidenced by The Burning Queen, because that one was fucking fantastic. And this is also full of like fun mythical characters. Like, we have Pegasi and griffins and stuff. So sounds really cool, and I'm into it. And it's blurbed by some people in the back that say it's a sweeping, magnificent epic, one of the best fantasies I've read in years, an engulfing fantasy world as vicious as it is human. So I'm intrigued to keep going, of course. But yeah, so far I'm a little bored, but that's okay. I will just keep going. What a lovely long weekend. I got some errands done on Friday, got a return done, got to see my friend, gave her a loaf of bread, delicious, my best loaf of sourdough I've ever made. I also finished 2 more books off of my physical TBR, which is awesome. I don't even know what we are down to now, like 168 or something on Storygraph. Granted, I did buy another book, which I almost want to say that I've given up on my book buying ban, because I just keep buying more books without really a care in the world. So I think I'm mostly done of my book buying ban, with like a gentle keeping myself in check still, because I don't want to just spend willy-nilly and like make myself stressed out again. And I'm still going to actively try get my TBR down to that 150 bookmark, like I've been saying for the past 6-7 months now, however long it's been. And like the whole TBR side quest stuff, like I still want to keep doing that to like shrink the TBR down. I want to balance my books mindfully every month, where I'm not bringing in more than I'm reading every month off of my physical TBR. So I think going forward, we're gonna keep doing that, because I don't know, like every month I am still bringing in books. I did skip Aardvark this month because there wasn't anything that I was super interested in. There was one potential by Sun Yi Dean that I was like, maybe, but I didn't super love The Book Eaters, which was her previous book, so I wanted to get that book from the library, her next one, The Girl with a Thousand Faces, I think it is. So I think I'm gonna get that one from the library instead of getting it from Aardvark, and I just put my credit on pause, and it'll just account for next month, depending on what books are there for the next month. And I did have 2 pre-orders come in already. Of course, we had the Kate Kavanaugh and then Tapestry of Fate, which I picked up in this video. And I did make an order on thebookarchive.ca because they are having this, which if you are interested in getting the publication, the new publication, the trad publishing release of Daggermouth, which is this like dystopian romance that's kind of going around, that got picked up traditionally. The bookarchive.ca is doing a fun, if you're in Canada, they're doing a fun like pre-order incentive, which I see indie bookstores in the States doing this all the time, and it's so fun that an indie bookstore is actually doing it up here now. So I was like, I kind of gotta get in on that. And so to get that one, I also want free shipping. So I was like, well, I'll just buy a couple things. So I bought a couple books. I bought the new Nathaniel Luscombe because I just finished Moonsoul by him and it was great. So I was like, I'll pick up his next one. And it's also another sci-fi novella. And I also picked up something called Saha, a novel by Chu Nam-ju, which sounds fascinating. It was another like sci-fi that just seemed really interesting, and I think they wrote a book that I recognized, that not that I had read, but this one sounded really cool for some reason. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because it sounds really cool, and I think I want to share like the snippet of it, you know? And today, after coming home from mom and dad's, because I went there for dinner tonight, like a typical Sunday, even though it's Monday. Oh, it's also a translated work, which is also why I picked it up. Saha by Chu Nam-ju, and it's translated by Jamie Chang. So after I came home from mom and dad's, I decided to get, because I saw on TikTok, I've been seeing these clips from the React channel of Jack and Dan, and they've been reacting to Legally Blonde, which I have never watched. I recently read The Princess Knight by Kate Jacobs, which is inspired very heavily by Legally Blonde. I fucking loved it so much. And having been in the zeitgeist, I'm like, I know I will love this movie. I just haven't ever watched it. And then today I saw the clips for their React that they have on their YouTube channel and on their Patreon. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to bite the bullet. I'm going to get their Patreon. I'm going to watch the full length React so I get the whole movie. And now I fucking loved the movie. It was fantastic. I can't wait to watch it a million times now. It just is so heartwarming. We love Elle. I was scrolling through their Patreon because they have so much content. I'm going to have stuff to watch for ever. And I started watching their React to 13 Going on 30 with Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo. That used to be my favorite movie as a kid because the main character's name is Jenna and that's my name. So I was like, we're gonna watch that tonight. Then I remembered that I had this vlog to edit, so I've had it on in the background, but I'm gonna keep watching that in a moment and have just a wonderful evening here. Okay, Saha, I pulled it up, is by the same author that wrote Kim Jo-young, born 1982. So that title is familiar to me. I couldn't tell you why. But this one is a haunting account of a neglected housing complex in the shadows of Town, a former fishing village bought out by a massive conglomerate. Town is prosperous and safe, but only if you're a citizen with valuable skills and assets, which the residents of Saha Estates are not. Disenfranchised and tight-lipped, the Saha are forced into harsh labor, squatting in moldy units without electricity, braiding the desperate experiences of the Saha residents, from the reluctant midwife to the unknowing test subject to the separated siblings, into a powerful Orwellian parable. Nam-ju has created a breathtaking tale of what happens when we finally unmask our oppressors. So it's dystopian, thriller, science fiction, translated. So it sounds cool. And then I also picked that up as well from the book archive, and a sticker, because I always like to get random things like stickers and bookmarks and stuff from indie bookstores. But yes, my friends, that is the update. I am going to continue editing this vlog. I also wanted to show you my 4 squares that I have now for this blanket. 4 more squares because I have the whole blanket currently on my knee. But we have 4 more squares, and they're like the most variable color wise. We have this one, which was the very, very first horror thriller color that I got to do, which is so fun. It's showing up much more blue on camera. It's much more green in person. This is for Japanese Gothic. And then we have Wild Seed, which is a sci-fi. These colors look so good together. And then we have Entwined by Hannah Long. And then this most recent one is The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan with a 5-star color. So I'm just gonna have a little hangout here. I'm gonna watch Jenna rank 13 going on 30, and I'm really craving some popcorn, so I might make some popcorn as well. That's been my weekend, my friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this extra long weekend of mine during a powder outage, reading 2 pretty damn good books this weekend, a sci-fi and finishing a fantasy that I had been reading for a little while, and also starting another one, doing, you know, also some writing. I got 1,000 more words down. We finally broke 35K on Far Horizons. I also, in reading The Burning Queen, have now decided I'm going to try and do like the little, oh, how do you explain that? They have a word for it and I never remember what it's called. They're like at the beginning of a chapter, they have, I want to call them like epithets, but I know that's not what they're called. These little added quote things at the top. Reading this, I was like, what if I did that for Far Horizons? That would be really fun little bit of world building. And I've like been just percolating ideas on how I could do that. But I think that would be really fun to do. So I was gonna do that yesterday, actually. I was gonna start working on that, but then the power outage happened. And I wanted to work on it by hand because I feel like that would focus me in a little more. And I think that would be really fun to have just in my notebook as like notes and like world building stuff. So I don't know why it just felt wrong to type it. I was like, no, I gotta write that by hand. So I worked on the actual story instead. But yeah, I'm not happy with the lack of the lack of like forward momentum we're getting in Far Horizons, but I'm also happy with the fact that I'm still slowly chucking away at it, because I know at the beginning of May I said let's get 5K done every week. I have just hit 5K now, and it is May 18th. So we're getting there, slowly chipping away at it. We are not going to make 50K by the end of May, probably, unless I randomly get a spurn of like a 5K day here and there, 3K, whatever. But I'm happy that we're still slowly working on it and still chipping away at it, because that's really the only way I'm going to get this book done. So anyways, I'm done yapping. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.